Hi everyone. Just out taking a nice little ride, enjoying the beautiful afternoon. Had some rough weather a couple of days and finally got nice and wanted to get out here and get a little ride in. I may have mentioned, well, definitely mentioned in some other vlogs that my son and I, a number of years ago, thanks to my sister, got involved in building and flying remote control airplanes. And we started out at a little field in the town of Oakboro called the Rocky River Flyers, and we flew there for a number of years and had a great time, met a bunch of great people. Well, the field, we started having some problems with the owner, and what was going on, I don't understand it all, but as it was recounted to me, there were some differences over whether you had to be a member of the club to fly at the field or not. Now, the owner, he owned the property and he did not charge the club a fee to fly at the field. The club did have to charge a fee, because the exchange was, in order for us to have the field and fly, for the club to have it and not have to pay anything for it, they had to maintain it and they had to improve it. Had to keep the grass cut. Had to pay for that. Had to maintain we had a building out there. Had to maintain that. We had to help the owner whenever he would do a field day or a promotion, or they used to do on the 4th of July, they would have an air show, and the club was expected to administer that. We weren't expected to fly necessarily, but we were expected to cook hot dogs, hamburgers, park cars, pretty much look after everything, clean up after it all, prep the event, the whole thing. Well, that was pretty amicable, arrangement. But the problem we started having was, more and more often, people would go in and would buy an airplane from the owner, who also owned the hobby shop in town, and he would say, "Sure, go on down there and fly anytime you want. No, you don't need to. Do anything but that. Just tell them I said it was okay." Well, we ended up with a lot of people down there that were, not helping. They were just flying, taking advantage of really all the members down there. And we weren't asking a lot. I mean, our dues were $50 a year, and that's nothing. There's some clubs in the area that were charging $300 and $400 a year to be a member. And so, it just started to cause a little bit of problem. Well, the owner came out one day and put up a fence between the pit area where we park and the flight line where we work, where we would set and assemble our airplanes and all that, right adjacent to the runway. And he blocked off pretty much all the access to walk from the cars directly to your airplane. You had to go down to a central gate and then walk and carry everything through, or lift everything over the gate. And several of the guys, including myself, we had some pretty big airplanes, and couldn't just bring them in a car. We had a small trailer. Excuse me, that we would pull behind our vehicles, and with the fence up and the nature of the parking area right there, it was impossible. You had to back these trailers down about a mile of road to get them out of there. And so we decided that as a group, we all decided to take down a section of the fence and just one little section of it, about a 10-foot wide section, so that we could back the trailers in there and turn around so we could pull back out. Well, the owner came out there the next day, and he was fit to be tied. His blood pressure must have been sky high. He was red in the face and yelling at the top of his lungs, said, "Who cut my fence?" And we all kind of looked at each other. I mean, let me tell you about this fence. This is the orange construction fence you see along the side of the highway. You can buy 100-foot roll of it for like $4. I mean, it's nothing. It just is nothing. And he was just outraged that somebody would do that. And we explained it to him, and he said, well, we didn't have the right to cut that fence. And one of the guys actually the guy who cut the fence said, you know, apologized. Said, look, I'm sorry I cut the fence. You know, but we really need it this way. You know, what can we do? And man was just furious. So we finally decided that we would, you know, instead of making it a permanent open, we would repair the fence and put it back up and all that. Well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. We'd had a number of other little issues. One issue I thought was kind of interesting. I never got one because this happened right before my son and I joined the club out there. But we had the other members all got a letter that was written by the guy who owned the hobby shop and the field that we were flying from. And the shop said that, you know, we should all be grateful that we all fly there for free, and that consequently we should do all of our business, by all of our planes and all of our fuel and everything else from him and not anywhere else. Well, you know, in some respect I could feel empathy for that, but you know, he wanted the business. He thought we should deal with him, and for the most part we all did. But you know, sometimes you get a deal somewhere else, and that was the case with the fuel, the glow fuel that we flew with. You could go just down the road a little ways and save a lot of money. Not just a little bit. You could save a lot of money on purchasing fuel down there. And he would walk, when we would be flying, he would come and walk through the pit area and look through people's stuff and see if it had his price tag on it, to see if he sold it to us. And you know, that plus everything else, it just got to be too much. And so we, you know, a bunch of us left, about 8 of us left, and went to the new field. And about a year later, all the rest of the guys that had stayed up and left too. And it was a shame because it was a great place to fly, but you know, when somebody becomes unreasonable, and that's what it was, he became unreasonable and asked us to do things that he really had no reason to do so. The club would have been glad to lease the property from him. We wanted to. We tried to on many occasions, but he would not lease it. He wanted that control. He wanted that playing card that he could throw out and say, well, I'm letting you fly for free. Well, I didn't fly for free. I paid my membership. The club had it for free. But I don't know. Maybe that's a small point. I don't know. But it led to the destruction of a really good club, a nice club, and I hated that. But oh well, that's the story of the flying club. My son and I still fly occasionally. He doesn't get to fly as much as he used to. Pressures are working all, and I'm just ready to start flying a lot more. But that's another really nice and relaxing pastime. If you haven't done that, and you know somebody who's doing it, I highly suggest you go out with them and give it a try. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, let me wrap this up. Don't know how many more vlogs I'll be able to get in. I've got to go into like I said, I'm going down to the Atlanta area for a little while, and we'll have to put this little girl up here for a while. So I want you guys to take care, and you'll be seeing some vlogs from the Atlanta area. I'm going to take you to the Chattahoochee River and take you through the new town of Smyrna and some of the other areas around there. I've got some friends down there that promised they're going to show me where all the great roads are, so that when I can get this girl down there, I'll be able to take you on them and give you a proper ride and vlog. So, all right, guys. You guys take care. I'll see you later.